Okay. Honestly, I had to put my foot. Let's talk about battle changes, okay? No, we talked about it actually a little bit on my last video. Well, I'm going to talk about 10 balance changes, in my opinion, needs to actually come in the next season, or basically in this season, because in my possibility, it's probably going to come within basically oncoming Monday, if or they might do it maybe like a Friday or something. So I'm making this video as fast as possible. Hopefully we can shorten this out. So make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and let's do this. So right here is all bound changes. I think is 24. Yeah, 24 bound changes that that will be working in progress, and I'm gonna pick 10 basically. I'm gonna pick 10 bound changes I think it really needs to, just be in the game. Kanekar is the first one. I think people are surprised. No. What are you talking about surprise? It's not surprising. Kanekar is doing so good. Ever since it got that buff it got last time, I think it was September, a legit change. By the way, it used to be one of the worst epics ever. And it changed legit 180 because of that. With just 1 second faster hit speed, 1 second faster hit speed when it's on without wheels, and it made it so much better. So of course with this base is overall it's a nerf, and honestly it needs that nerf because I think that shield HP, sometimes it could be a little buggy, and that's also the reason why they fix it at the same too. But again, I'm just gonna explain it to you if you want to listen. Basically, it's gonna shield HP going to 892 to 824. That's a minus 8% right there. While the HP bud fix is going to 820 to 824. That's basically 0.01%, something like that. But it's just a bug fix because sometimes it will have a little bit of slither of health, and it have enough to at least get hit, or it can get another shot right there, connect to the princess tower or whatever tower it is. So they had to fix it, so I'm grateful they actually did fix it. But another thing that I think it just really needed a nerf, because I think people are surprised that that might get a nerf, but at the same time, I'm not surprised with it. And honestly, it'd be Skeleton's evolution. I know it sounds weird. I love Skeletons. Actually, I'll probably say it's definitely my top three favorite favorite evolutions all time, honestly. But Skeleton evolution, I think when you're trying to play Skeleton's evolution, it always give great value. Again, you're not using it just because of that, but you're also using it to bait out their spells. They bait out a zap, a log, arrows, you name it. You're losing, they're losing elixir while you're gaining a positive elixir change. Always. There's no spell that can kill it for one elixir. Of course, if you are using Ice Spirit, or just something that can actually counter it for one elixir properly, then basically is good. But even so, most of those cards, it was like you gotta play them well, and those skeletons, they get annoying, and I can see why people could say it really need a nerf. And honestly, some people say this nerf is too much, while other people say it's too little. I think it's just right in my opinion. Now, of course, another not surprise is actually the Doctor hit points. So he's going to 885 to 721. So that's a minus 19%. I think poison will kill it. I think so. I'm not sure. I haven't checked in a while, but they're actually smart for that because it actually barely survives poison, depending on your level of poison, of course. But it actually barely survives it by a little bit of slither of health, so you will have to basically zap it towards to actually officially kill it. Yet again, I'm not surprised that is getting a nerf. It needed one. Goblinstein was always doing so strong, and ever since it came out, it just got nerf after nerf after nerf. So I'm not surprised he's getting another nerf from this card, especially. So I think it's well deserved. And some people say it was too little of the nerf, but yet again, I feel like we should just wait until, when the balance changes does comes. And then for my last nerf card that I think it really needed was actually the Ramrider. Again, I feel like the Ramrider is still one of the best winning conditions, and I need some new winning conditions that definitely will do some great uh, DPS. But like Ramrider was doing so good because of the Goblinstein, and also that charge basically faster. So I see what they trying to do now. So they tried to don't nerf the charge speed, but nerf the hit points, nerf the damage instead. So they don't have to nerf the charge speed, which honestly I can see why not. Either way, it probably will get this nerf just because I just think as one of the best winning condition, it can't be the best winning condition for like years and years. Okay, that's the reason why we have balance changes. Honestly, so I'm grateful they actually did this. For the buffs, dude, first and first, I'm not surprised. Which needs a buff? Okay, which needs this buff? If it doesn't get a buff, which sucks? Okay, which does sucks? And even with higher level, which still sucks. So for them to actually give it a small buff is amazing. That splash radius going to 1 to 1.5 tiles. That's a plus 50%. That will do basically, it won't do extra damage, but a bigger radius. I'm grateful they actually did this. Will this change Witch, or at least make the Witch better? Yes. Would it like bump it up to like a tier list? Heck no. I think it needs like more of a damage, or more like, I don't know, spawn another skeleton or something. But like for them to basically do all of this, it's just no. It's okay, I guess. It's okay. But Dark Goblin, it's like surprisingly that evolution, it's not doing that bad. But back to the balance changes, honestly, because I was going to talk about it more. But Wahlburgers evolution needed this buff. Again, I think Wahlburgers evolution, it's slowly coming back, but with this buff, it's definitely doing even more damage for defense, which now you can definitely use Wahlburgers for basically more defense now, instead of using it for offense to trick your enemies, of course. So it does also affect troops and buildings only. No change for the towers. I think is actually a great buff. For the cannon evolution, I think cannon evolution needed this buff. I think it's a weaker, and like the Musketeer evolution or the Wizard evolution. So I'm grateful they actually give it a buff too. And then for the champions wise, I gotta give it to Mighty Miner. Mighty Miner, in my opinion, is one, if not the worst champion. And with this damage increase time going to 225 to 2 seconds minus 11%, this is great because now it would become more deadlier and actually ramp up faster. Mini P.E.K.K.A needed this. Mini P.E.K.K.A didn't really got changed a lot, and after so many years, it finally getting changed. So I'm really grateful for that. And then for my last one, I think it really needed a buff, or like that. Dagger Duchess. Oh, you're not surprised. Dagger Duchess, ever since its last nerf, it legit just killed the card. And honestly, with this, I'm happy they're actually changing it. So basically, if you don't know what it is, I think it's one of the biggest buffs too. So dagger will be stored to 8 to 9. That's a plus 13%. And projectile speed is going to 600 to 1000. That's a plus 67%. I think that's arrow speed at 2. If I remember correctly, that's arrow speed. I think, or similar like that. I think arrow speed is about like 1200. So for them to make it even more faster, Dagger Dutch is, it needed this one. And I think overall, this is a great way to actually buff the card without, giving it like more damage or more hit points. It's a great way. I really like it. So that's 10 balance changes I honestly think that need to be in the game. Hopefully, as soon as possible, in my opinion. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, guys, and pick one that you honestly think that really needs to be in the game. See you guys next time.